Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome to Beyond the Tape, a podcast where we chat to Australians doing rad things in the mountain bike industry and sometimes a few crew from overseas. In this episode, we are chatting with Kael and Jamie from Fusion Racing. Fusion Racing are a young Australian team that are doing some pretty rad things, and we're catching up with them after every race. We actually caught up with Kael and Jamie as they were driving to the next round at Valli Hoel. A few of the others have head to Innisbrook for Crankworks. So team split up a bit, but we got a bit of a wrap down from Kael, and pretty sick little episode, pretty short, sharp, and cheerful, just to get you through the drive to work, etc. Before we jump in, I would like to say thank you to all our sponsors. Trek Bikes Oz, they're making the best bikes in the world, and man, we all saw that with the session winning the women's last week at Leogang. Frank Mountain Bike Apparel are making some of the best clothing in the world, but they hail out of WA. We've got Shred Bike Care from Melbourne. These guys make some of the best cleaning products ever, and in winter you can never have too many cleaning products. Fist Handwear, keep my hands warm, and there is this pretty special new edition coming out very soon, which is going to be rad. Tailored Trails offer the best tailored experience in Tassie. You can go and ride down there. They take care of all your accommodation, your food, and everything, so you can just get down there and ride. Lead Out Sports, man, those guys are killing it with all their tool imports, but they also do a bunch of stuff like backcountry reset straps and a whole bunch of riding gear as well, especially the Unite components. Dirt Surf Australia, 100% recyclable, 100% recycled mud guards that you can get custom designed for yourself, and capped out caps. These guys do custom top caps that can represent you, your brand, your event, whatever. Oh, and I've got to remember, new to the podcast, we got Oakley. I've been loving their goggles and their glasses for a very long time, and I'm stoked to have them protecting my eyes. Anyway, that's a long enough intro, short, sharp, and cheerful, so you guys actually listen to them. As per usual, grab beer, grab a water, grab a wine, grab whatever makes you happy, and enjoy the podcast.
Yep, sounds good.
Works. Sick. Kael, welcome to the potty. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
For those who haven't heard of you, you're obviously on the Fusion team, but just want to give us a bit of a rundown.
My name's Kael. I'm from Adelaide in Australia. I've been racing downhill for about 8 years now. And earlier this year won the junior national champs.
Yeah, you got that in Threadway, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, sick. How was that for you? Was that your first national sleeve?
Yeah, definitely. First sort of big result, I guess. So it felt pretty crazy and well timed heading into this year.
Super stacked field, yeah? This year?
Yeah. Yeah, the Aussie scene's pretty crazy at the moment. Just like tons of riders from everywhere.
So you went to World Champs last year off the back of some of your results, and now you're guaranteed this year. You're kind of looking forward to that race. It's going to be a big one in Fort William, yeah?
Yeah, I can't wait for it. Track looks awesome, and Fort William's always just a big race, it seems, watching it on the TV. So it'd be awesome to be there. And yeah, I can't wait for it.
Is that, obviously you want to get on the World Cup scene, but is your trip over there and the races you're doing at the moment some big prep for the World Champs?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, they're all just extra races and experience, but the World Champs is the biggest. So
yep. What
definitely sort of working towards that.
So this isn't your first time overseas, yeah?
No, I came over briefly last year to race the World Champs and won World Cup at Valli Hoel.
Yeah, sick. What did you didn't do Leogang last year?
No. Looked like a mega mutter last year, but I wasn't there.
Yeah. That means you had like kind of no idea about what you're coming into this week, or were you just
No. Like I've seen videos and all that, but I didn't really know what it would be like in person.
Or even in the dry, because it's the first dry race they've had there for a long time, if ever.
Yeah, yeah, I guess lots of people were in that boat.
What was what was it like staring at that start gate, that infamous start gate out over that mountain, like on track walk?
It was pretty crazy. Um, just yeah, it's awesome to be over here and pretty crazy to look out at the Stargate at all the mountains and stuff. It's such a cool place.
It's a pretty iconic view, eh?
Yeah, definitely.
The track was a bit different this year. What was it like? I guess looking at that off camber corners at the start, that grass field and stuff, where you're like, oh shit, we're on now.
Yeah, that was, I don't know, you just roll out at the Stargate and you're straight into it.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the tracks, I think. But it was a fun track. I don't know how different it was to other years, but it felt pretty cool to ride it this year.
There's a few hidden rocks and stuff in there.
Not many actually, no.
Okay.
Like fair, yeah, just dirt and heaps of roots down the bottom, but almost no rocks.
Yeah. And what was the motorway like? Was it as big as the Verges back here at Eagle, or?
Yeah, probably like 4 times the size. Yeah, that was nuts. You go so fast down it. And looking on track walk, the jumps are just massive. And then you ride it, and they're still half the size they could be, type thing.
So you were over clearing them and stuff?
Yeah, definitely. Once you're up to race pace,
right.
you're trying to scrub them as hard as possible to get your moves on the ground.
That's wild. Were you able to kind of tell that in track walk, or was it a bit of a different experience for you?
Oh, I figured it would probably be the case, but I wasn't too sure until I rode it.
Yeah. And then after that wall ride, you went into that infamous forest section. What was it like staring down that on track walk for the first time?
Yeah, that was pretty crazy. Like you come out from the open straight into the trees. It's really dark. Can't see much for a millisecond type thing. And yeah, it's straight into the steep techie stuff, which is awesome.
Which, like for that track, it seemed like there was kind of a bit of a battle between those who could ride real fast on the motorway and then the guys who could ride really fast in the forest. And it was pretty like split. Which sections?
Yeah, there were two really different sort of styles to the track. The top half was all really fast, wide open, bit loose and gravelly, and then you hit the motorway, which was also super fast, and then straight into the trees, which was quite tight, a bit slower, a lot steeper. So yeah, I definitely preferred the stuff in the trees, the steeper stuff. That's what I enjoy riding.
What's that?
Don't know. Don't have much of it in Adelaide, maybe.
Come on, Cobblers is pretty steep.
Oh yeah.
So you excelled through there. That was quite fun, and you enjoyed that.
Yeah, I think that was definitely the better part of the track. For me, especially sort of halfway down the run, you're warmed into it and sort of relaxed into the run, I guess.
So your first few practice runs and stuff, how'd they go? Was there anything kind of daunting or anything you found challenging?
Not really, to be honest. Like there wasn't any crazy features on the track if you're rolling down slowly. But then once the pace started to pick up, then there were some bigger gaps or more technical lines that you had to, well, not had to, but that could be done. So yeah, once I started getting up to pace, it was a little bit scarier. But the first few runs, I felt pretty comfortable just rolling down and sorting out the lines.
It seemed like a lot of the juniors were pretty keen to just go hot straight out of the gate. Were you consciously trying not to go too fast for those first few runs?
Yeah, I think it's just whatever people prefer. Like I definitely like going slow, getting sort of knowing my way through the track before I try and pick up the pace, whereas there was definitely a lot of people going 80% on the second lap.
Yeah. That's wild. I can't believe people
Yeah,
are
it's
doing
nuts.
that. What was it like riding in front of all the elite dudes for you? You mentioned it last week for Will and the other guys, but this week it seemed like
Yeah,
they were
well,
lining the track again.
yeah, there's your first practice session and the track is just lined with all the top riders. Pretty crazy. Um, to be out there first practice session trying to work your way through it, and there's a lot of eyes on you. But it didn't bother me too much.
Hmm. We saw you in a few videos, a couple of Vital Raws and Eddie Masters
Yeah,
video.
yeah, trying to sort it out.
What's it like being on those vids and seeing yourself up there on the bigger stage?
I don't know. It's just another thing, I guess. There's
Yeah,
so much that's different over here. I
yeah,
don't think any one thing is mind blowing. It's just, well, it all is.
yeah, just constantly getting your mind blown.
Yeah.
Is that, I guess, like when you look at the qualies, you had some pretty good splits down the bottom, but is that mind game and having your mind blown for 3 days straight, does that play a bit of a hassle on the start gate stuff? You're fighting some nerves and stuff up there?
Yeah. It's just such a different process and different crowd and over there. So yeah, I was struggling a little bit to get my head in the right spot straight out of the gate. Um, sort of especially onto the super fast, loose off cambers. We just have to really loosen up and ride where the grip is, like let your bike wander a little bit. So I struggled straight out of the gate, definitely. And then I had a fairly good wood section. Once you get into the trees, I felt good through there, hit my lines, and definitely had some better splits. It's just got to work out how to get up to that pace straight out the gate.
I mean, it's got to be pretty daunting, like looking out over that and then just going, I want to throw my meat as hard as I could possibly can down that hill.
Yeah, definitely.
What's the differences in the process over there?
Um, I think it's mainly around the amount of runs you get. Like in Australia, often the events are super long and you get basically as many runs as you want on the track before it's time to race. Whereas here you get 2 practice sessions really, and then the elites have a massive 3-hour block where they change up the track and then you're straight into racing. So after you've got all your lines and everything dialed, then you come back for your race run and it's completely different. So it's just about getting your lines, but also keeping in mind how the track might change and where you might end up if things do change.
Mm. So how many practice runs do you reckon you get in throughout the week?
I think compared to Valli Hoel, which I did last year, you actually get more this year. Because the training blocks were the first ones without any elites, no elite women or anything. So you get lots of runs in quite a short period. So I think I was getting sort of 10 plus runs before my quali run.
That's quite a few. That's pretty good.
Yeah. I don't know how we'll go on slightly longer tracks with those numbers, but on the shorter tracks, it works.
But then to do all that practice, but you get thrown down a completely unknown track, it's got to be pretty brutal.
Yeah, it's hard.
What is how'd you go in qualies? Like, where'd you end up placing?
I think I ended up 34th.
Okay.
About 2 seconds off qualifying.
All right. It's not bad. Was it top 30 go through to qualifying, right?
Top 25.
25. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. So definitely not where I was hoping to be, but I'm slowly getting my head wrapped around the process and hopefully I can put something together at Valli Hoel.
Are you looking forward to Valli Hoel?
Yeah, I can't wait. I had a heap of fun there last year and the track's just gnarly top to bottom. So yeah, I can't wait.
It's pretty much just like the Leogang Woods for a whole track, right? But more brutal.
Yeah, full of rocks as well.
Yeah. Is that more your style? You're pretty keen on that?
Yeah, I think so. We don't really have many routes in Adelaide, so when they get slick, it's a bit. Yeah, I find it difficult to know what to do with them. Vauxhall is a lot more rock, which I'm more used to,
Mm.
and yeah, it's just what I enjoy, that steeper stuff.
What are you kind of planning, or do you have any idea of what you want to kind of achieve in Val de Sol? Is there anything that you're looking to improve on from this race?
Um, Definitely lots of things to improve on. There's a few areas of how I sort of handle practice and the process, which I think could be improved, and then also just the general mindset and result in qualies. I think, yeah, I feel like I had a lot more to give at Leogang, so the goal for Valdi is definitely just to qualify.
Mm. Well, it's going to be pretty hard to ride Val de Sol timidly or slowly. It looks like a track that really likes the guys that ride aggressively. So perhaps you do have to
Yeah,
ride a bit harder.
it's hard cruising down Valdi because it feels like you hit every single hole and rock and bump the entire way down. Your hands just about to fall off at the bottom.
Are you struggling with the length of the tracks over there as well? Or, I mean, it's still only 3 minutes, but
yeah. Well, these first two races I've done, my body's felt great. I struggled a little bit last year. The tracks I did were slightly longer, around 4 minutes, but also I think I just wasn't as prepared. Over summer, I got on the MTB VODs training program with Alice, and it's been awesome getting over here and having the strength to attack the whole way down.
It's got to be pretty rad.
Yeah, sick, definitely. Man. It just changes it massively.
Rad. Well, yeah, can't wait to see what you're doing, Val de Sol. It's gonna be sick.
Thanks.
You got any sponsors or anyone you want to kind of shout out to while you're on here?
Yeah, sure. YT Industries, Fox Racing Australia, DT Swiss, Maxis. They've all been great. And then SRAM getting everything sorted at the races.
Yeah, sick. And shout out to Alice again for all that work. For beating all the
training. Yep, getting me ready, punishing me in the gym.
Perfect. Easy, man. Yeah, thanks for the chat.
All right, no worries. Thanks, John.
Now we're just going to have a quick intro and wrap up from Jamie after listening to Kael. So, yeah, give you a bit of team manager perspective. Hope you enjoy. Chat about the weekend for the team again, just to bring it around that 45-minute mark, I think.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we have a lot more to add that's going to be different than last time, but
okay.
I think things started to work pretty well. There's good support around the pits. Regardless. So yeah, weekend at Leogang was a pretty sick setup as well because we were right in the thick of the pits, not way down the road like we were at Lenzerheide. And that was much easier then to get access to, SRAM and some of the other support tents that were there. Not that we needed a lot, which was good, but I think there was any smashed wheels this time, boys? No, I think we got away without any smashed wheels. Without any cut tires, a few brake pads, and that was about it. Yeah, Leogang seemed to be a lot calmer, a lot gentler on the bikes than Lenzerheide, just smashing shit all over the place.
Yeah, sick.
So that was good. Amazing atmosphere at the bottom of Leogang as well. Obviously seeing two Austrians take out the men and women's down, who was just it was just off its head. The crowd went wild in a very reserved Austrian way. Not quite the French gold, silver, bronze of Leger from last year. But yeah, amazing racing. A few Aussies, getting up there. And yeah, just hope to see that progression continue and get a few more Aussies qualifying. Josh got bloody close. Again. Had a pretty good weekend. Yeah, got really close. And in fact, if it wasn't for a little mistake and a lay down at the bottom, he would have been in for sure. So yeah, awesome for Josh to have pulled that out as well in tricky conditions.
It's the same qualifying result as last time, I think.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah.
But go look at the splits, and he was well and truly on quality pace, which was rad. Otherwise, yeah, it was a good weekend, and just so stoked to see Sam Hill back on a big bike, making it at least through to the semis.
Yeah.
Having a good time.
Were all those processes you kind of talked about that you needed refining last time, did they kind of get refined a bit this week, or still progressing?
Oh, it's always going to progress for sure. I spent a bit more time on track this week when the juniors were on, instead of stuck in the pits waiting to fix smashed shit. And I think that helped a bit. Took a lot more footage, looked at what other people were doing, and that seemed to work. Fed some of that back to Kael and Will, and I think that seemed to suit Kael a bit more than just sitting down in the pits.
Yeah,
because there were sections where the track was, you might be relying on one little rut, and then 2 laps later it's kind of half gone. So I think that was good. Obviously, if you have more staff and more people around, you can do that, which we don't have. But it was good to get up there and see it develop. On top of that, there was a few sections that the enduro guys used. So between sessions, then there was however many 100 enduro guys hooning through on their race stage as well, blowing out a corner or whatever. So yeah, massive event for sure, having all of that racing there in one piece.
What are you kind of looking forward to at Valli Hoel? It's going to be pretty big.
Well, it's going to be rad as well to have Duke back. He flies in tomorrow. Yeah, he flies into Europe tomorrow. Obviously, his wrist has come good really quick, and he's meeting Ellie to head down to Crankworks at Innsbruck. Alex is racing there as well. We sort of didn't get a late entry, so we're going to go and.
Yep.
So yeah, everyone will be at Valli Hoel, which is great. We're going to have a full pit, and I think a couple have been there before, which is good to at least ride on something that is a little bit familiar. And we've heard a few things about some changes coming to the track, which would be exciting. Obviously, some bits of it are pretty tired, but we'll just see what that looks like. Who knows? But a bit of familiarity there, and it's a wild place. It is a wild track.
Yeah, it's going to be a busy one for you in the pits for sure.
Busy fixing wheels, maybe.
Definitely.
But obviously, good pit support there again. So we'll see how that goes.
Easy, mate.
And I'd expect, a bit of a break after this one before the World. So we might see the Valli Hoel party back in full force.
Oh, good. Yeah. Get wild.
Yeah.
Easy, mate. Well, I better let you guys get back to it. Thanks for that.
Yeah. No worries.
I will keep it short.
We'll see you next round.
Easy, mate. Take it easy.
Ciao.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye. There we go, guys. I hope you enjoyed that episode. Good little catch up with the crew heading down to Valli Hoel after a Leogang. Keep an eye out on all their socials and get in touch with them if you want to support them in any way. They're going to be doing some rad things throughout the year. Good luck to them for Valli Hoel, and good luck to their members in Innsbruck. As per usual, if you want to support the podcast, support those that support us, you're looking at Trek, Franked Mountain Bike Apparel, Shred Bike Care, Fist Handwear, Tailored Trails, Lead Out Sports, Dirt Surfer, Capped Out Caps, and Oakley. Try the codes Beyond the Tape at checkout, or Beyond the Tape 10 for a couple of them, and you should get a nice little discount. If you want to support the podcast in any other way, tell your mum, tell your nana, tell your dog, tell whoever, or just share it around the socials. Anyway, thanks for listening, guys. Short, sharp, and cheerful, and we'll talk soon.